So as you can probably tell from those intense sweat stains on Sam, we've had a pretty difficult day of sightseeing. Want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so originally we planned to visit a cafe bene, and we went there and it had shut down. So I was like, oh gosh, that was annoying enough. And then we walked like several more blocks looking, and this was the big thing we wanted to do today. We wanted to go to a parrot cafe. One of those quirky cafes you find only in Seoul. And we go up there and it's closed, and I was like knocking on the door, and all I could hear is like parrots squawking, and the dog barking is going woof, woof, woof. Nobody around. So
yeah, so instead we've decided to have lunch.
Yes.
And we've ordered a little bit of booze.
Yeah, we've got some makgeolli. And what we're focusing on today are Korean pancakes, or also known as Korean pizza, and that is Jeon. So we're ordering Haemul Pajeon, which is seafood, Pajeon seafood, basically green onion Korean pancakes.
Yeah.
And we're also ordering Kimchijeon, which is the kimchi pancakes, or basically the kimchi pizza. So we're just waiting for that to arrive. It's time to get boozy. Early in the morning, 11 a.m. So what's cool about South Korea is that there are a number of different alcohols that are matched to certain foods. So when you're having chicken, you typically have beer. And when you're having samgyeopsal or some other type of Korean barbecue, you typically have soju. But when you're having jeon, these Korean pancakes that we're having, the preferred drink is makgeolli. And it is a kind of Korean rice wine that has a very milky consistency. If you take a look at it down here,
it looks white.
Yeah, it is. It's white, and it's kind of got it's got a bit of chunkiness to it.
Clumpy.
It's clumpy. Normal? Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Okay, we'll have your first sip then. Cheers.
Yes. Ganbae. Cheers. It's been about 4 years since I've had this, so yeah, it's fantastic. The thing I really like about it right now is that it's chilled, so I mean it's a bit refreshing. But this is the kind of Korean alcohol that is a little bit sour in its taste, and it tastes wonderful at the moment, I have to say.
So the first jeon has arrived, and this is the kimchi one. So let's have a look here. As you can see, it's a flat pancake. It's a flour-based pancake that's been fried in a pan with oil. And it also has chunks of the kimchi, which is the spicy fermented cabbage. So I'm gonna take a little piece with my chopsticks. And we have a dip here. So this is soy, vinegar, and chili. And you can dip it in.
Yeah, the dip goes so well with the jeon. You can't just eat it on its own.
And it smells so good.
How's that kimchi jeon?
It's really nice. It's like a savory pancake with lots of spice. Really, really good. So nice. I love this stuff.
So another really neat thing about Korea is that certain foods are often paired with certain activities. And when you're hiking a mountain, and or if it's really rainy outside, that is the perfect time to come for jeon. That is like when you go with friends and you go have a jeon and you have a makgeolli. So yeah, it's pretty cool because it has been raining a lot in Seoul lately. So
but not today.
Not today, but I kind of feel like we're we're making up for those other rainy days. All right, so I'm gonna just dissect this here with my chopsticks.
Look at you working those chopsticks.
Yeah, look at that. And this one has a massive piece of kimchi. You can see the kimchi right there, so you know it's gonna be good. So let's dip it in that sauce. Oh, wow. You know, out of all the jeons, and I really like Haemul Pajeon, I still think I prefer Kimchijeon to all of them. Like, this is just matches my taste perfectly.
It's so nice because you get the spice from the kimchi, but then the spice from the sauce as well.
Exactly.
So it's like...
First thing I want to point out here is just how much better I feel now that I've had a little bit of food and drink in my belly. Like, my mood has improved significantly. I'm no longer a total curmudgeon. Anyways, now that I'm in a better mood, I just remembered that with the makgeolli, I mean, we're drinking it from the bottle. This is what you would find, like, say you go to a convenience or grocery store, you would buy it in the bottle like this. But when you're having, say, a more traditional or homemade prepared makgeolli, it comes in a very special pot that is used to pour. And so that's really cool. If you can have that, that is definitely the most authentic way of having the alcohol. And
also the way we're drinking it here, it's not out of cups. You drink it in these little bowls.
Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you roll with the makgeolli. Good stuff. Now let's have you trying that.
Okay. You know, I actually remember not liking this very much when I tried it a few years ago. But it's not so bad. Like, I find it very light and it's a little bit fizzy.
Yeah, normally you don't like alcohol that much.
It's almost like a girly sparkling wine.
You know what? I think all of that wine drinking we did in South America has maybe like rubbed off on you a bit.
It's good. And it complements the jeon nicely because this is really spicy, so I kind of like the sweetness of this to, you know, soften the blow. So yeah, this is a good meal so far.
Have a bit more of that jeon.
Yeah. Ooh. Before Sam steals it. This is my favorite one. So now the second jeon has arrived, our pancake.
Like we demolished that Kimchijeon, guys.
It's gone.
That did not last long. Like I'm thinking less than 2 to 3 minutes. All right, so let's take a look at the second star of the meal here. And that is the Haemul Pajeon. And that is the seafood green onion pancake. And the Haemul refers to the seafood. So I'm gonna find a piece of seafood right here so you can see.
There's lots of octopus.
Lots of octopus. I think this actually might be squid, the ojingo. And so that is some of the Haemul. Okay. And the pa part is right here. And that is the green spring onion here, the scallion. So that is a very good combination, and we're really looking forward to trying this.
Dig in.
I'm just gonna dig right in. All right. The nice thing is that it kind of comes pre-sliced for you already into little squares. But I'm gonna just slice it up one more time so that I don't choke on it.
Good idea. Good plan.
Because the paw. The green onions can kind of get stuck on your throat if you take too big of a bite. Yeah,
they're quite chewy.
Yeah. So again, dip it into the sauce. Oh. Wow. That's really good. So again, this one is savory. It's a savory pancake, but it's not quite as spicy as the Kimchijeon. But you have more ingredients, like with the seafood and the green onions. So it's a nice, when you pair them together, it's a really nice combination.
Okay, so now it's time for me to try the seafood one. So I'm not the biggest fan of seafood, so I'm just going for a little piece here. I always find seafood a little bit chewy, but I'm braving it for the video. There you go. I've got some kind of sea creature in there. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's not as spicy as the other one.
I think you prefer the Kimchijeon, right?
I do, but you know what? It's not bad.
It's growing on you?
It's not bad. I could eat this, yeah.
Growing on you like the makgeolli, right?
Yeah. And the seafood isn't as chewy as I was expecting, so that's a very good thing. Well, I would say that was a very delicious meal. There's nothing left.
We took care of that with authority, guys. Absolutely demolished that.
Okay, so let's talk about the price for the whole meal.
Yeah, so in terms of the price, so the Haemul Pajeon was 10,000 won, man won. And the Kimchi Pajeon, the kimchi pancake, was 8,000 won, Pajeon won. So basically, in total, you were looking at like $16 US, so about eight per person to have that glorious pancake feast. And definitely, if you're in Seoul or anywhere in Korea, you've got to try this. This is probably one of my personal favorite foods in Korea, so I highly recommend it.